what's up guys? Gary Walker here with liveanabolic.com. Did you know that one of the most common places men carry body fat is on their chest? That's right. So many of you have insecurities because you have too much chest fat. Then just realize this is common in a lot of men, especially in older men. I've trained a ton of men over the years that wouldn't take their shirt off at the beach or the pool because they were embarrassed about the way their chest looked. Well, the good news is there are some things you can do to get rid of the fat and sculpt your chest into a well-built, strong-looking, manly chest. Before we get into things you can do to build that masculine chest, let me first break down the two different types of chest fat. The most common type of fat is caused by being overweight and having bad lifestyle habits. Eating processed foods, eating too much food, you're not active enough, and you have a sedentary lifestyle, and you don't get adequate sleep. That even contributes to it. All of these things can cause you to gain a lot of fat on your chest. The second type of fat is more of a medical condition called Gynecomastia and gives you man boobs. This condition is more hormonally driven as opposed to lifestyle driven. Keep in mind though, just because you have man boobs doesn't mean you have gyno. Because some men who carry excess fat and are overweight actually just carry more fat on their chest in general, unfortunately. So the first thing I recommend is to just start getting fat off of your body and then see how your chest looks when it's all said and done. Okay, for this video though, the focus is gonna be on getting rid of the most common type of chest fat. If you're interested in what you can do for gyno, then check out my other videos. I've already filmed a couple other videos specifically on how to get rid of gyno or how to help minimize it. Okay, the first thing you need to know is that you're not gonna be able to spot reduce, meaning you're not gonna be able to just lose fat on your chest and no place else. So that being said, your main focus needs to be on overall body fat loss. And this needs to start with your nutrition habits. This means you need to cut out all the processed foods and start focusing on eating whole foods that are nutrient dense, all right? Lean proteins such as chicken, turkey, fish, eggs, and grass-fed beef. And then essential fats like egg yolks, avocados, nuts, and oils like olive oil, fish oil, and coconut oil. Then you wanna make sure you're getting good fibrous carbs from broccoli, asparagus, cauliflower, and leafy green veggies. And lastly, you want good quality complex carbs, such as rice, potatoes, steel-cut oats, and quinoa. Once you get your nutrition habits down, the next thing you want to make sure you're doing is adding high-intensity cardio, like bike sprints or rower sprints, metabolic circuits, and even sprints on a track. The main thing is just being consistent with this and then shooting for 10 to 15 minutes of sprints just 3 days a week. Adding these sprints to your better eating habits will start knocking off body fat quickly. Okay, so now you're doing things to burn the fat off of your chest. It's time to now focus on making sure your chest is thick and full so you'll have a masculine looking chest as opposed to a flat chest. The key emphasis here is working your chest through a full range of motion. Make sure you're getting a full stretch with each rep. Get your elbows out wide away from your body as opposed to keeping them tight and tucked in. Also, use dumbbells more than barbells because dumbbells will allow you to have a larger range of motion within the exercise, but also keep your shoulders more stable. This is especially in the stretched position, which is going to help eliminate some of the stress on your shoulder joints. Using a full range of motion will also recruit more muscle fibers, and this will help you build a thicker chest overall. So, let me show you my 3 favorite chest exercises so you can incorporate these into your weekly workouts and start building a chest that you can't wait to show off. The first exercise is the dumbbell bench press utilizing a neutral grip or palms facing one another. Okay, the main thing to focus on when you're doing this is keeping those elbows out wide. You'll notice a lot of people when they do the bench press, they bring those elbows in nice and tight, keep them tucked. That's good for lifting a lot of weight. So if your goal is to just get stronger, you're not focused on building a nice looking chest, then that's okay to do that type of form. However, when your goal is to just completely reshape the way your chest looks, which is what you want to do. You want to build the outside of the chest, the lower part of the chest, upper chest, inner chest. You really want to make sure that you are focusing on building a well-balanced looking chest. To do that, then you definitely want to keep those elbows out wide. Here's the thing though, when you're working in a larger range of motion, your elbows are out wide, you're getting a good deep stretch, then your shoulders tend to be a little bit more vulnerable. So that being said, make sure to use a weight that you can comfortably work with. Nothing too heavy. Your goal isn't to just lift as much weight as possible when you're doing this. It's to make sure your chest is doing all of the work. So you're starting with the dumbbells up above your body, then you're getting those elbows out wide and you're taking that as deep as possible. This is where the mental thing comes in, the mental aspect of all of this. Mind-muscle connection is going to be huge when you're working within this this range of motion, because as your elbows are coming out wide and lower, you really want to focus on getting that chest stretch. Don't just allow the stretch to come from your shoulders. Get that chest up there nice and tall when you're bringing your elbows down. Really feel your chest stretching. And when you're in the stretch position, sit there for a couple seconds. Really open up the chest, allow for a 2-second stretch, and then start driving the weights up by initiating the movement with your chest. So really visualize you bringing those dumbbells up and you're getting those biceps. I like to think of the biceps when you're working chest because the goal should be getting those biceps closer together at the top of the movement. All right, so you've got the big stretch at the bottom, you're bringing the dumbbells up. As you go up over your body, then you come across your body focusing on bringing those biceps as close together as possible. That's gonna help give you a peak chest contraction. Full range of motion, full stretch at the bottom, full peak contraction at the top by doing that. All right, so that's a big description for the first exercise, but I wanna make sure you're doing that correctly because you're gonna use the same type of thing with these other 2 exercises. So the next exercise we're gonna get into is a wide grip parallel bar dip. Again, wide grip to really focus on the wider part of your chest. The key focus when you're doing the parallel bar dip though is after you've got your wide grip, then lean forward into this. You don't want to be completely upright with an upright torso, and as you descend, you're going to place a ton of strain and stress on your shoulders. By leaning forward, you're putting most of the emphasis on your chest, which is the goal with this exercise, all right? Again, let's reiterate. As you're leaning forward, you're descending towards the bottom of the lift and towards the bottom of the dip, and you're really keeping those elbows out nice and wide, and you're stretching that chest at the bottom of the movement. Sit in that stretch again, 1-2 seconds, and then start lifting your body back up to the top. With the mental image being, as you're coming up towards the top, you're trying to drive those biceps together. It's physically impossible to get their biceps closer together. I get it. This is all mental. It's the mind to muscle connection that you should be focusing on, all right? You're in a fixed position, so you're not gonna get your biceps closer. However, by imagining those biceps trying to touch one another, that's gonna get you into that peak contraction at the top of the dip, which is gonna give you that full range of motion. Again, full stretch at the bottom, full peak contraction at the top. That's gonna help shape the entire chest, which is the goal with this exercise. Third and final exercise. All right, we're gonna be using the cable. Not really a cable crossover. I like the cable press, cable fly more, all right? It's more of a more narrow. You still wanna focus on getting those elbows out wide when you're doing this, and start up high, and then you're bringing the elbows down and then biceps together once again at the bottom of the movement, all right? Nice, slow, and under control throughout the entire range. So again, good deep stretch at the top. Really focus on initiating the contraction with the chest there. Sit in that stretch for a couple seconds and then start driving the cable handles together down, then come across your body. You don't really want to go straight from the top, straight to the center of the body. You can do that, and that's gonna give you a great contraction as well. However, the key focus here is all outer chest initially, and then come across towards the bottom and get those biceps as close together as possible, which is gonna give you that peak center contraction. So again, full range of motion, good stretch, good contraction. All right, hopefully the descriptions help you out, because these are 3 really good exercises. There are a ton of great chest exercises out there. However, my focus with these 3 is the larger range of motion that you're gonna be working with, that's gonna help you start from the outer chest to the inner chest. So that's my main focus, outer chest fat. You're losing the chest fat, so you wanna make sure you have that nice shape on the outside of your chest that's gonna give you a well sculpted looking chest. Because it's one thing to just lose fat and get skinny and have nothing to show for it, but it's totally different when you're sculpting muscle, you're building a chest, then you lose the fat, then you have something that people want to actually stare at, a well-admired chest. So that's the goal with these 3 exercises, and hopefully this video helps you out. If you have any questions about anything that I covered here, how to do it correctly, you need more clarification, I've got a head cold, so if you can't understand me, I apologize, but that's what the comment section is for. Ask and I will answer your questions. But man, other than that, if you haven't already subscribed to the channel, please subscribe to the channel and share it with your buddy, with your friends, your family members. And other than that, guys, that's all I got. Get busy, get after it, and God bless.